Hello friends, welcome back to my motherhood studio. As I had promised in the last video that I'm going to share the books we are reading this Christmas, so here I am. So these three books we have procured from one of the local libraries, which I'm going to share with you, and I will start. So we have these three titles: The 12 Days of Christmas, Mr. Willowby's Christmas Tree, and Peter and Lotta's Christmas by Elsa. The first book I will start with is The 12 Days of Christmas by Laurel Long. I would take you through this book. This book is not only a picture book, rather it's a visual puzzle, a visual treat for children, with all the kind of exquisite borders, fairy tale landscapes, the detailed illustration of each verse, which spreads onto 2 pages. It would ask your child to delve deeper into each and every book and look for the gift to the corresponding verse. You would really need to help your child hunt down. If your child is already familiar with this traditional carol, it won't be as difficult. Like, I introduced this to my daughter for the first time, so it took her a while to get used to the carol and also look for the gifts in the picture and hunt them down. So she did require some help, but she enjoyed it. I also played the audio of this carol while we read the book the second time, so you may also opt to do that. And if you can sing, nothing like it. I'm very bad at singing, so I cannot do that, so I preferred using an audio along with the book while reading this particular book. And each painting depicts the gift very nicely and beautifully, and you feel like looking at the picture again and again, and you wouldn't just stop appreciating this particular book. It's done so beautifully. And though this book would help you introduce the carol to the child and bring in the will set the mood for Christmas, it also helps enhance the vocabulary of the child. It also helps enhance the memory of the child, because the child would need to recall the previous gift. So on the 7th day, the child would, while singing the carol, would need to recall the 6 gifts which were shared earlier. So it really helps the vocabulary development, memorization skills, cognitive development. So it's a beautiful book and a beautiful English carol which you can introduce your child to and set the mood right for Christmas. That's what we did. And you would just go on probably wanting to just look at the pictures and admire them over and over again. So this is a beautiful title by Laurel Long, and the title of the book is The 12 Days of Christmas. The next book which I would like to share with you is Mr. Willowby's Christmas Tree by Robert Barry. This is a very cute story about Mr. Willowby, whose Christmas tree has arrived, and little as he knew that the tree will be so long that it won't fit into his parlor, and the top of the tree would bend. And so what happens that the top part is cut off and given to the maid, where it's also too tall for her room. So she snips off the top part and throws it away. But then again, it's found by a gardener. Then who takes it home? Then the top part of the tree is cut off and is found by a happy bear, and so on. So the tree travels from one animal's house to the other, bringing in Christmas cheer. And everybody's house, the top of the tree is more, and it has been chopped off to fit in their houses. So that's how it travels from one animal to the other, and all the animals get so happy getting such beautiful Christmas tree top for their house. So it goes to the rabbit, then from the rabbit eventually at the end it goes to the mouse, and the mouse adorns the tree with this little star made out of cheese, which is super cute. The illustrations are a very old style, but they're so warm, and it immediately makes you feel Christmassy, feel like you feel holiday vibes. So beautiful book. And eventually you would see at the end that the mouse is nowhere else, mouse's house is nowhere else but right under Mr. Willowby's Christmas tree. So my daughter really enjoyed this bit a lot and was very surprised and happy. And she showed a lot of excitement knowing that the mouse, the treetop eventually went to the smallest treetop went eventually to the mouse, who lived right in the house of Mr. Willowby. So again, a great book to read, a fun book to read with the children during this Christmas is Mr. Willowby's Christmas Tree. Book which I have here to share with you, as I mentioned earlier, Peter and Lotta's Christmas by Elsa. Here, the story revolves around these two little orphans with wherein we have Aunt Brown, Aunt Green, Aunt Lavender. As you can see, it's very obvious from the color of their dresses, and we have Uncle Blue as well. And they're preparing for their Christmas with their orphaned nephew and niece. So it has wonderful and very soft illustrations, each doubled up on a page. So the text and the illustrations, they both complement each other, and the illustrations primarily focuses on the life in Sweden around 100 years ago. So it's about a beautiful wonderful story about baking, making presents, finding tree, and then they also look after the twin toddlers. You know how children look after two of the twin toddlers when their mother falls sick. And it talks about seeking out the charcoal burner, a suspected prince in the woods. So the whole details, and then also it talks about Christmas goats, that during that point of a time back in Sweden, there wasn't the concept of Santa, Father Santa. Rather, there would be Christmas goats bringing the presents, and they happen to be, in this case, Uncle Blue and the father of the twins, who bring gifts for them. The book has a lot of text, so your child would need to sit through to listen to this story. It's a lovely story about warmth and how young children take care of the other younger twins, and how they help their aunt and uncle in the house for the preparation of the festival, right from being involved in the kitchen to making presents and gifts for everybody. It talks a lot about independence, lot of self-confidence. So it's a great book to read, to be read to the children, and it also introduces them to another culture and how old times the Christmas used to be celebrated. So though it is a lengthy book, so it's up to you, and you can also take the lead from your child, whether your child would want to sit through at one go and listen to the story, or the child would prefer to the story to be broken into section, and probably you can give a break and then read to your child. So for today, these 3 books I have to share, and I have some more. So stay tuned for the next video, wherein I will share some more Christmas book for this year which we are reading. Till then, very, very happy holidays to all of you, and a very Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell button to get notifications. Thank you so much.